Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christelle Martinette with another reading for the month of April. Now, before I tell you how I'm going to go about things, let me just put in a plug for different services because I've had people come over again and again and again, and first-time readers go into a series of patterns. Every 2 weeks they come back for a reading, or every 3 weeks, and it would be wise to come in for a free consultation and talk about the different things that would be best for you, depending on your issues. A lot recently have come to me for past life regression, and a fair amount for hypnotherapy because of certain different issues they've had. But then we saw together that it would be best to either just go to a card reading or just go to soul therapy. And in most cases, however, we did go through past life regression. Now, I would consider all of the different services because sometimes it's just not a card reading. What you'll find is that you see patterns in your life. The same things keep happening over and over again. People come to me and say, I just can't find I just can't keep love in my life, or even no matter how I try. And others keep telling me there's illness there. It recurs often, and or my dreams, I've had nightmares over and over and over again. So every issue is different. But then most of the times, a lot of the times, just a card reading will do. So now, what are we going to do this month? This month I have here my tools, as always, but I'm thinking of doing it this way, and it will be different. It will be tailor-made for every sign, I think. So I have here my picture postcards, the fine arts picture postcards, then my Silver Witchcraft Tarot, and then my Vera Sibilla cards. And of course I'll have on hand the Neapolitan cards should I need them, and crown the reading this time with my antler runes. You know that antlers fall off, and there was a wonderful woman who crafts these. They're beautiful and they're very easy to see. So on to the next, oh, happy birthday, Aries. On to our readings for April. Hello, Libra. It's your turn for the reading for April 2017. Let's see what comes up for you for 2017. April. Libra. April 2017. April 2017. Libra. Quite interesting. You have a few of the cards that have come up in another reading. I believe it was the first reading. It probably was Aries. And what I'm seeing here is a sort of disdain for a male. There's someone in your life who, it's just a rough going period now. It seems as if there's something that person has done that just hasn't sit well with you. I'll go into detail after I lay the rest of the cards. But in that, there is still this quality of being not naive, but seeking around and going about your business, looking for things. But you seem to be between two different realities, two different worlds. Your inner world and a very stark, and you feel that it's very stark outer world that doesn't belong to you, that seems almost as if it were a stage for you. Let me see these. Silver Witchcraft Tarot. Wow. And, I have to say that there this is the precursor for a long-lasting change. A long-lasting change in the sense of your intuitive nature. Whether you're a male or a female, I'm seeing this as a stark contrast with the past, and you're coming out fully aware of the side you haven't used. Okay, for males, this would be a strong, intuitive side, and for females, that inner, universal feminine, you know, that marks all of us, that characterizes all of us. See the Sibilla cards upside down. Yes, there's a change. All right, now let me show you the postcards. This is the dancing couple, Renoir, Dance in the Country, and this is this is Petrol by Wolfie. I was going to say Petri. This is Petri, to 1904, I believe. And this is Degas, the ballet rehearsal. Renoir, a girl with a watering can. Two Renoirs you have. Girl with the watering can, and The Cornell Farm by Edward Hicks. This is the end of the 1848, really, in Pennsylvania. It's an Indian summer view of the farm and stock of a person called Cornell of Northampton, Bucks County in Pennsylvania. It has a very neorealistic touch to it. And what I'm seeing here is really precisely that there is a breakaway. There's a breakaway, not disjointed. What I mean is, it has a link to your finances. There is something that is not caused by the finance, but your finances are at the basis of this breaking away. Almost, I don't see you wanting here. That's not wanting for money or needing, but there's something that's causing you in your finances to break away from a male figure. This has to do both with females and males. Breaking away from a male figure and finding an area of yourself, of your persona, of your life that has been hidden away, and bringing it out once again. But as I said before, you're caught in sort of like the twilight zone, Libra. It seems that you have this inner world, but that there's something that is hindering you from going out. You're revamping your ideas, your thoughts of what it is to be in the real world. What does it mean for me to be a public persona? What is it that that happens to me when I come forward and I interact with people? And this is going to be going on in the month of April. What I'm seeing also here in the Silver Witchcraft Tarot is that you do precisely take matters in your hand. This is the Bagato. This is the Magician here. I'll show you the cards. The Two of Swords, the Magician, and the Ace of Pentacles. Very powerful, very powerful. And it is there's something to do with your financial world, the economic side to your life that is making you break away. A lot of you are going to take matters into your hand and move into, and even if just out of a hobby, making a hobby out of it, but into a realm that is new to you, but that you've hidden all these years, that has to do with some form of spirituality here. And again, the other cards are the Moon, La Luna Italian deck, and the Empress. There is a lot of and the Three of Cups. So there is a lot of creative energy behind this breaking away. And again, a very feminine-like energy, a very a universal feminine strength to it and taste to it, a flavor to it, a very creative moment for you, where you're not heeding anyone's suggestions, you're not listening to anyone, you're taking matters into your hands, and finally I'm out there, finally I'm going to break away. It's a liberation of sorts on the one hand, but more than a liberation, it's coming into your own finally. You're coming into your own. You're finally being me, Libra, you know. And now let me show you these Vera Sibilla cards. There is Amore, love, Giovane Fanciullo, the young woman, and, well, the young girl would be really, and Fedeltà, fidelity. Fortuna, that looks a lot like the Amore card, fortune, and Gran Consolazione. This is an extremely powerful pair when we talk about money and economic importance, the economic side to your story. Extremely, extremely abundant this is. And then I have the Gran Signore, could be a Gran Dame, Viaggio, the trip, movement, and child, bambino. And it is the beginning. They're echoing what this side of the spread has been saying. It is you moving, coming into your own and moving toward the beginning of something completely new. Now, not only it was stimulated by your finances, and however, it has to do with much more than your it has to do with your very being, the nature of your being. And here, you know, you see the card of love, amore, and I wanted to say trines. It mirrors the fidelity card, and people would start thinking superficially this would be something to do with love. It's much more than that. It is the beginning of a harmonious. It's a beginning of a harmonious phase in your life where you're starting to be true to yourself. Now, this is quite interesting as a reading so far. I'm going to take the runes to highlight what I'm seeing and see if they have anything to offer. But I see a very strong breakaway. And it seems that it has been happening for quite a bit. But now is the time you say, basta, that's enough, you know, I'm going. It's time for me to step up at plate, to plate, and whack a home run, you know. Let's see. Okay. Now, okay, what I'm getting here, first of all, is that it doesn't have anything to do with your romantic life, your emotional life, even though the emotions are always involved when you have some very important energy phase that is coming about. But it has nothing to do per se about, you know, a man or a woman in your life, a very important other. No, it is you and the important side of you that is coming up. Otala Merks, Dave. What can I say? Fehu has fallen precisely on these two cards. The abundance. You are making this move is going to bring you incredible abundance. You will see, mark my words, you'll be coming back and writing to me, and there's a give and take. Okay, there is a give and take, then this is Gifu, and there is a give and take, but the give and take is when I finally, Libra, take that decision, and you know, Pedro Bright Stave, you know now is the time, the abundance will come. Hagalas tells us that it's high time this come about. It's high time that it has been under the surface fomenting, but this is the time is now. Now, the Luna, the change, the moon, and the Empress. What does Isa tell us about that? Isa tells us that it's a time to create. Your creative streak is at its peak in this period, and you are gifted by Awats as a protective rune, as is Aljit's way at the top over the love for ourselves. This is you would be committing a disservice by not entertaining the notion of breaking away, going into another business, doing what you have on your mind. And you will ultimately, Wunyo Merkstave, be unhappy if it were not the case, if you did not step up to bat, if you did not heed your intuitions. Awat's Merkstave is telling us over Fidelità that it is not to do with outward forces, but it is being faithful to ourselves, to our dream, to our the creative element that has been brought forth right now. Take it up, whack out the home run. It's your turn. It's really your turn, Libra. I hope this was of help. Namaste, and until we read together again, bye-bye.